Latinos Out Loud podcast.
Popo.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Little
Hey.
different style yos. I guess
Mhm.
we're switching it up, right? I mean, it's the weather switched up in New York all of a sudden. So I'm gonna
Damn, it's
switch
like
up the
summer now.
yos.
What's going on?
Yeah, I got
Who-
like my air conditioner on in
What the-
November. What?
This is crazy. Who in the world was tanning in Central Park today?
Maybe you, Rachel.
this
yeah,
guy-
yeah.
this guy.
For real?
For
You went
real,
all out?
yo.
You got the beach towels out of the closet?
I'm gonna tell you something. First of all, I never put the beach towels in the closet because I'm always in denial that it's still summer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the beach towels or the SPF or the minus SPF in my case never go far. Hi, everyone. Let's continue talking about it. But first, we'll do some identification. Okay. Pull over. Let me see some ID. Okay. I don't have a
Police.
license here. But I do have ID, and my name is Rachel La Loca.
Hey.
What up? This is Jay Ferns at your service.
Mr.
Jamie.
Ferns. And this is Mr. Nibs up on the heights, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Nibs.
That's right.
Frankspiracy, first name.
That's
Hi.
right.
The three of us make the Latinos Out Loud podcast. It's the L, the O, and the L. I'm not sure who's the O, but you know,
Ooh.
one of us.
I'm the
Two of
biggest
us are
guy. I'll be the
L.
old.
Jesus.
The round guy.
I think we take
I'll
turns
take
being
the L.
O.
You know what I mean? It's all good.
Mm,
Not that kind of L, because today it's all winning.
double L, son.
How are you guys? What the heck is going on?
We good,
It
we
feels
good,
really
yo.
good to see
Chilling,
you.
man. Long week.
Yeah,
week,
I,
Talk
bro.
about it.
I happened
Crazy.
to see you guys on TV.
Oh,
Now, was
that
that
old thing?
was my chat was my TV?
WPIX.
Was that something I was imagining, or did this actually happen?
Pix 11? Is that what you mean? Yeah.
The
It was-
return of the morning show, Warriors. I don't know.
Third
I'm trying to think of
time.
a nickname.
Third time.
Wow.
Third time. Yo, it felt really good. However, Jamie, it was our third time being invited back to Pix 11, but this time it was not the morning news. This time it was a newly launched show starring our girl, Marisol Castro. That all rhymes, okay? You know what I'm saying? And it's called New York Living, and it comes on right after Pix 11 morning news. How about them apples?
Ooh, so it's
for the
its
Big Apple?
own thing.
Its own thing.
We don't got to hear about like boring old world news or whatever, right? Like you get
That's
straight
right.
into the good stuff, like podcasts.
Mhm.
Yes, and celebrating 300 episodes of a podcast where our friend was also a guest on Latinos Out Loud. Yeah, we celebrated 300 episodes.
Wow.
That party was lit. I'm just now recovering from that online party, you know?
My God. About the day
Virtual-
that we, Rachel, about the day that we were on, man, with that long walk we took. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
You took a long walk?
We took a nice walk by the United Nations. We lit a nice spliff and kept on walking up. And Rachel took me to some nice Jewish restaurant on 70-something Street on the east side. Had some matzo ball soup.
Shout out to
Mostly-
the Second Avenue Delicatessen, best matzo ball soup on the Upper East Side. Okay,
Yeah.
shalom, Shabbat shalom, everyone. Wait, I love when you go. We're going backwards, I guess, because that's where we ended. That's where we ended, and then we'll go back to where we started. We ended at the Second Avenue Delicatessen. We both got matzo ball soup. I got a knish with a smear of deli mustard.
A
All
schmear.
right, a smear. Frank got a pastrami sandwich. Couldn't even finish it. So much pastrami. He yelled help. I helped him a little bit, just 2
Wow.
slices. It's just too much meat. Pause.
Yeah.
Did you like your experience at the Jewish delicatessen?
Of course, I like that little shot that you had with the, what was it, the cream soda with the
Wow.
with the chocolate in it. Oh, that was
That
good.
was just for you, because I've been at that restaurant 750,000 times, and I've never gotten a free nothing. Okay. So
Mm.
bring you there, the Dominican, that's like clearly Dominican. Cause me, you look at me, you're like, what is that? I'm not sure. Some kind of Latina mixed with something or other, not sure. But bring you there, we get free chocolate soda shots. Jamie, do you like chocolate soda? It's like the old school, like I guess club soda with Fox's You Bet chocolate syrup, and it's like chocolate
Is
soda.
that
It's
like an
weird.
egg cream? Is that the same
Yes,
as
they
the
have
egg
the
cream?
fountain soda. They have the
That
old school fountain.
family, in that
Yeah.
familia. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I like prefer like milky like dairy with my chocolate
Well, they do
drinks.
those. So
As
they
do
do those.
I.
They do those also with the old fountain soda from back in
Yeah,
the day.
give me some milk up in there, and then I
But
can
this
Yeah,
work
is
with
like
yeah.
it.
some kind of like keto chocolate soda, like
We don't
no.
serve milkshakes, okay? Now get out of here.
If the milk is made with pork, get it out of here.
It's kosher, kid.
I don't
What
think.
are you, Kanye West? Get out of here. You don't like our
Right.
Jewish food.
Hey, you and Kyrie Irving, get your sneakers and go see the front door.
Oy.
It hurts. It hurts. Okay, wait. So we ended at the Jewish delicatessen. So now let's go backwards.
Forgot
Yeah,
you.
we had to be
Lucky.
there at 9:30. And that was interesting getting in the building, right, Frank? I showed up and I was like, Frank, since the last time I was here, they're like changing the entrances. How do you get in? And he's just like, giving me the address. And I'm just like, I'm here. And those moments, it's like when you're in a parking lot and you can't find your car, you're like, I know my car is here, but I cannot find it. Like, I was like, I know I'm in front of the building, but I cannot find the entrance. When they seal off other entrances. In my
You know, I
defense,
They
hate that where you're
finally
looking at like where the deliveries go through, and you're like,
right.
wait a minute, this is not the building.
this is the freight entrance. Should
Yeah,
I
the
just put on
freight.
a UPS uniform and sneak in? Because I don't know how else to get in. Should I just scale the wall? What am I, Spider Woman? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, finally found it. Okay, Frank, the experience. So Frank got in his like suit, looking very debonair.
Well, you know
Okay.
what? Jamie was there. That was the same suit I wore at Jamie's wedding. So, Jamie was
Oh.
present. I'm gonna
Yo,
I'm gonna I'm gonna re- I'm gonna re- I'm gonna retire it after that, after the morning news show.
Okay, okay.
it's
That's
a
it.
nice. Actually, I saw a still of you guys first before I saw the video, and you guys look very NPR-ish.
Oh,
I was
NPR-ish.
like, this
I like
doesn't
that
look like
look.
Latinos out loud. It looks like Mi Gente stand up podcast. Like, it looks like a real serious issues podcast.
Everyone who I showed Frank's picture to, they were like, "That's Frank? Wow."
Damn.
Yeah. Or you look like a pop duo, like a Latino duo, like
Like Monchi Alessandra type, like tu
yeah,
Monchi, yo
yeah.
Alessandra. Oh, that's like bachata, but
Like a Ashford and Simpson, but Latino,
Ashford
right?
and Simpson. Wow, you
Oh,
took it back.
okay, okay.
Um okay, anyways, that's what. But okay,
More
so
questions, more questions. Go.
any nerves going, well, Rachel, you were there beforehand by yourself, right? What were you doing? Did you take over the show? Because out of context, I saw that first. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what's happening? Is she like the new co-host of New York Life? New York
Okay.
Living?
I'm so glad no one's asked me about this yet. And I haven't even seen it myself because it was at the tippy top of the episode.
Yeah.
At the start of the episode. So we're there on time, chilling in the like back area. And Marisol was like, come do a walk on. I'm like, I'm not mic'd up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, am I ready? And she's
Yeah.
like, come on. And so just like that, like Marisol is so laid back and chill. She's just so cool. She's like, no big deal. So of course I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. Whatever. Let's go. I'll go on set. Okay. So I walk, then she starts the show. And then I just pretended to be like lost in the back. Like I came out like looking at the
my
wall and I'm just
goodness.
like, is this thing on? And then she goes, oh, what did she even say in the beginning? I don't even remember. Did she say something like come here, loca, or something like that? I don't
I
remember.
don't remember, but
But she
Had
brought me
you
on at the top of the show and kept me at the desk while she's like
yeah.
teasing the show, and I had to talk into her mic, into her like collar. And then she's like, "You gonna come back later?" And I'm like, "For sure." And then I was excused, you know what I'm saying? And then dismissed. And then we came back, Frank and I.
It's like
That's
family up in there.
it's like family.
Wasn't it Dan Marino said what's up to Jamie? Said
Well, what
good
we call
peoples.
him is Dan Marino, but that's definitely not his real name. We add a few extra syllables there, but the joke could never go away. We saw Dan.
Is he on New York Living, or is he still in the
I
No,
don't
morning?
think
no.
so, but he was in the building.
Oh,
Frank
he was in the
saw
building.
him, and
Okay.
then I went back to go see him. Yo, should we shout him out right now, Jamie? We have to have him on the show.
Yeah.
He
He's
wanted
doing.
to. The
He
last
asked
time
about. He
we
wished
all
you the
went
best
on.
on your wedding. He knew you were getting married. We don't even know how. He
He
knew that you
asked
got
about the
married.
wedding. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
Jamie got married, right? And we were like, wow, Dan Marino, you're good.
Yeah.
Dan Marino is now a dad. He's a
Yeah, he
dad,
became a
Dan
daddy, man.
Marino.
Yeah.
Dad
Dan
Dad Dan
Marino.
Marino, yeah. He's a
That
dad.
is
Shout out to him.
awesome.
And his
So with
story and how
yeah.
he became a dad, I think we'll leave that for when he comes on the episode. I don't want
Oh,
to
that's gonna be
I
crazy.
don't want to
Wow.
ruin it.
He's busy these days, huh?
So let me go back, because I was gonna ask this
I love this
before.
Q&A.
Were there any nerves for both of you being on live TV again? Because I mean, live TV, if it nowadays, if you do something crazy on live TV, it's gonna be online forever, right?
I think the only thing I was nervous about, true talk, was that they had these bagels in the back room that we were chilling in, and I ate one, and I was really nervous about a sesame seed or a poppy
Getting stuck
seed in
yeah.
my teeth.
That
And
would have been hilarious.
there were no mirrors where we were. So I actually asked one of the guys there, one of the producers, I'm like, look, is there anything in my teeth? And I give him the big smile. He's like, you are good. So shout out to everybody working behind the scenes at Pix 11. Okay, nerves. Frank, did you have any nerves? Be honest.
Nah,
Tell
as
us.
long as I told you guys, as long as one of you two are there or both of you there, I'm all good. It's all money.
You were great.
You
So
know,
what were your favorite parts of the interview?
Ooh, great question.
I mean, basically just being there, just like you said, the nerves just show
Suit
up.
on, yeah.
Rachel texted me, "Yo, we got this." So as soon as I saw we got this, we good money. And I always let you guys do what you do. You guys are motherfucking. You guys are
great,
amazing.
Frank. What do you mean?
You guys are
come
amazing,
in with
man.
the Frankspiracy talk. You
I'm
come
all
in.
good. Luckily, she didn't ask me about no conspiracies, because I had a really good one right there on the spot. Yeah, I didn't want to break it open right there. Luckily, she didn't ask me
on that type of show. You have to go with the
right.
You have to go with the PG conspiracies,
yeah.
or the PC conspiracies. Pretty much safe. Keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
Yeah. For the morning, for the morning crowd.
I have a few favorite parts. Okay. One of my favorite parts is like when you're on a show like this, New York Living, that has a team behind it, those beautiful, like, videos that they show while we're talking. They showcased video from when we were a part of the New York Comedy Festival. And by the way, like, when sending assets, they get inundated. Like, we send them so much stuff that they have to choose from. So it's great that it's timely, because the New York Comedy Festival is actually happening next week here in New York. And we were a part of it with Room 28 a few years ago, and then again with Latinos Out Loud at Bodega Pizza, and they featured Mr. Nueva York, who's a good friend of ours. And it was just a really nice image to see. So I like how they do all the images while we're talking and stuff.
That was dope.
Another favorite part of mine is that Marisol is so good at bringing things back. So she brought back Benifer, which is, like the first time we were on there to talk about Three Kings Day. The second time we were on there to talk Bochinche and stuff, right? And then she like made a call back to that. So that was really cool. I love that we're like a consistent thing, and maybe people will remember us from last time. Jamie, like, this is the other part of the interview that I loved. Marisol, like, we were on the email chain talking about, sadly you couldn't be there, but you really were brought up a lot. Like, you were there in spirit, and they love you and we love you. It's evident. And so I thought that was really nice.
She's also like the fact that
the two biggest Mets fans, Jamie and Marisol. I mean,
well, she said she blamed it on the email chain. She was like, "Oh, is Jamie
So
still sad about the Mets losing?" I'm like, "I'm over it.
Witty.
I'm over. I'm wearing my Mets gear, but I'm over them losing. It's a new season's over. Spring training, and in the spring. We good.
Any other questions on the Pix interview? Because I love this Q&A. It could go on and on, my friend, but I know we've got to
We do have to
eventually.
wrap up, but let me think of one last question. I want to wrap it all up. Okay.
I love a good
If you had
Q&A.
your own morning show, what would you call it?
Ooh.
Not Latinos Out Loud,
Oh.
obviously. But think of another kind of name for the Rachel and this also and Frank. If you have your own morning show, what do you think is a good morning show name that you would call it?
The Frankspiracy Morning News.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay. That's
He
good.
just goes
That's
straight to
good.
the Frank. It's like all Frank
He's
conspiracy
very
all the time. Guys,
facts.
get your coffee
Facts.
and your croissant and get
Yeah,
ready for some conspiracy.
good
Oh,
stuff in the morning.
croissants and conspiracy. That works too.
Ooh, Jamie.
Coffee,
I like
croissants, and
that.
conspiracy.
Dang. Coffee croissants and
Okay,
Can you
conspiracy
think
Rachel.
of
cheesy.
my name? Because now mine sucks too. Like maybe you can. I mean, I
Wake
don't
up
know,
with
something like
loca. Wake up with
something like
Wake
loca.
up with
that.
loca.
Like on the rise with Loca or something like that. I
Wow. I
like
don't
it.
you need to name something that. You should just do like Instagram stories in the morning and to be like, so what's up? This cafe con loca.
I mean, I
Um,
drink my coffee every morning, Bustelo. Sometimes I flip it up and I do like La Llave just to get a different taste in my mouth. You know what I
I'm here to
Yo,
mean?
true.
motivate y'all so you can have a great day.
Trademark that
Cafe
Café
con
song.
con
loca.
loca.
Café
Okay,
con
get ready
loca.
for it. Don't. And it's with oat milk. Okay, I'm no longer consuming milk.
Oh,
No
that's
more
healthy.
leche.
Very good. Proud of you, Rachel.
Yes. Thank you so much. Oat milk, and I got my kids drinking oat milk. It's great.
Wow.
Okay,
Mine's
guys.
my show, I think it'll be like bacon, egg, and cheesy with Jay Ferns.
Yo,
Because I'm cheesy.
Jamie. It's
Because it'll
perfect.
be
Bacon,
cheesy.
egg,
It'll
and
be cheesy.
cheesy
I
with
don't know.
Jamie.
That
These are great shows.
still workshop. We're still workshopping. We're still workshopping. So, anyways, we do have a guest in this show.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Nice.
We're talking
Oh,
about
wait.
us being guests on a show, but we have a guest on our show.
Can I say one more thing before we go into that? Because, yo, Jamie, guess what? People could still check it out, even though it was live TV.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Marisol posted it right away. It's on
Ooh.
the Pix 11 website. And I think I should put the link in my bio just for easy access. But if you go to Pix 11, it's on YouTube. They're
Yeah.
on their game. They already put the clip up. So go search for Latinos Out Loud, Pix 11, and you will find it. Sorry,
Yes.
Jamie. I just
No,
wanted to
that's
throw that in
important
there.
because if they're listening to this and they haven't seen it and they want to go see it, now they know where to go.
Or if you're not
So
in New York, you know what I'm saying? If you're outside of where this show is shown. So hopefully you can go catch it online.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you're watching LA living or Chicago living and you don't have New York living,
Or like Tuscaloosa living. You know what I
right?
mean?
Tuscaloosa living or
Tuscaloosa.
Alaska living,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
anything.
It
So
could be
anywho's
anything. It could be any living.
what's up with our guest on this episode?
Oh, I am glad you asked Jamie Fernandez because that's a great question. You mentioned Frank and I looked a little NPR-ish on the interview on Pix 11.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
guess what? We have an actual NPR host on
Ooh,
our
wow.
podcast.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yo, sons. I gotta make it plural. She ain't just any NPR
Hmm.
hostess, okay? Yo, Anamaria Sayre is the new host of Alt Latino. You guys know that podcast. They were around before Latinos Out Loud, if I'm
Wow.
not mistaken. They pioneered the game for real, for real. Yeah, they've been going, I want to say, for years and
Wow.
years.
Nice.
But yo, this woman, Ana Maria, first of all, what an energy. What a joyful ball of radiance. And she also, you guys, was the one behind the recent Tokisha Tiny Desk. Did you see the Tokisha Tiny Desk?
Wow.
Yes.
The Tiny Desk Tokisha.
Oh, that
However, but you want to call it. Okay, Tokisha on Tiny Desk is just huge. And this, I was hoping she was the one behind it. It was confirmed on this interview. So we talked to Ana Maria, and she just brings a really fresh perspective, to the audience. She knows and is very vocal and brilliant about expressing Latinidad, the importance, the issues. Music is her thing. It's just
Wow.
really exciting. And also, we love podcast to podcast love, don't we? Our audience needs to know that Ana Maria Sayre is the new host of Alt Latino, an iconic show that we owe a lot to,
definitely.
for doing what they've done. And so it was really nice to have her on Latinos Out Loud, and we bugged out. It was fun. right, Frank? So
No doubt.
let's just get into it, you guys. Let's go
Let's do it.
right in.
Let's
Let's
do it.
go.
Let's go. This is the Latinos Out Loud podcast. In case anybody needs some identification, I should be wearing a "Hello, my name is" sticker, which I've been doing lately a lot for some reason. I've been going to a lot of
Have
events
you?
where it's like, yeah, it's weird. I'm like, it's weird. In the past couple of weeks, I've been to 3 events where I've had "Hello, my name is" sticker.
I
You
feel
know?
like the days of identifying yourself by sticker are just not what they used to be. I
didn't
don't think it's happening anymore. I thought.
I didn't really like it. I didn't really like to have a label on me. You know what I'm saying? See what I did there? Okay, look, this is the Latinos Out Loud podcast. I'm so excited. This is a really interesting episode, guys. This is more podcast to podcast love. This is what I'm talking about. Latina to Latina, Latino to Latino. All of us need to just show this love on the daily, if possible, if presented with the opportunity. And that could just be a quick text to your homegirl, elevating them a little bit, or
I love
it could,
that.
or it could be where I, Rachel La Loca from the Latinos Out Loud podcast, get the pleasure of interviewing the new host of an iconic podcast, Alt Latino. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Anamaria Sayre. Did I say your last name right?
It's
Sayre?
Sayre, actually.
Sayre. I
Sayre.
made it so Latino. I make everything Latino, though. I'm like, Sayre. I
People
added
do it
an
a lot.
accent
People
mark.
do it a lot.
Sayre, thank you so much. Sayre, loud and proud. Anamaria is the new host of All Latino. Yes,
Oh
girl.
my God, you are not kidding about the energía. You like bring it. I told you it's 9 in the morning for me. I'm like, okay, we're here.
I'm like the Latina rooster right now for you. I wanted to say congratulations on becoming the new,
Thank you.
ooh, such an iconic podcast, because
it's been crazy.
Alt Latino was around before Latinos Out Loud was even an idea.
Yeah.
Alt Latino was one of the shows that I really and continue to respect, look up to, and I'm thankful for paving the way for Latinos in the podcast space. I have the utmost respect. I'm so proud of you. I don't know you very well, but I think this
I'm
is
like, well, we just met, but thank you.
Can I be proud of you? Is that weird?
No, that's not weird.
Okay.
That's lovely.
In an unweird way, I'm very proud of you. I think this is amazing. Please tell me how you got here. How did this opportunity, tell me everything about what led you to get here, and then your excitement, and then your excitement around it. Please take the mic.
Oh, wow. So, where do I begin? Starting with the excitement, it is with no shame that I tell everyone that my best friend is a 64-year-old man, because truly Felix is, we just like, that's the thing, is on the mic, off the mic, we just like all day long, we're like, chisme. That's how it started, right? Like that was just us, and that's what we did. And just one of the most quality human beings. Really, like, whatever you think he is, like Theo persona, like on the thing, it's like that's who he is just in life. He just is that person. I tell him all the time he and my actual Theo would be best friends because they so many of the same things. But yeah, I mean, I just, All Latino has been around for a lot of years now. It's been 12 years, over 12 years.
Incredible.
That Felix started the show.
Incredible. Oh my
gosh. Insane. Like a true pioneer. And also, before podcasting was even a thing, like he was like, I love the music. I'm really passionate about this thing. He's working at NPR as a culture reporter. And he's like, oh, what if I want to do this thing on the side. What if I do it on this podcast? Like, what if that could be the way that I do it? So it was one of the first 4 podcasts that NPR had, just kind of something he started. Crazy.
Mind-boggling.
I know.
Now there's like millions.
I know. And you have to understand too, he just did it. Like he just made it happen. And for 12 years, he's just been making it work and making it happen. And so when I came on board, like, okay, me being co-host was never, just not. It was just like, what if we revamp? What if we relaunch? Because it was like, Felix has this whole beautiful thing, right, that he's made that is this whole world of like Latin music and culture and all these different things that I know before I started working with the show, like I really connected with, right? Like I point to these
We know
moments where
the
I'm like,
brand. We all know the
yeah, we
brand.
know that brand.
Yes.
And it's like, oh my God, like you're like listening to the show and you're like, I didn't even know this about myself or my family or like anything, right? Because you grow up in your bubble of what it is that is your experience with your Latino-ness, whatever that means. And like,
Right.
you're not thinking about the whole large, amazing, like community of a diaspora of like, it's just so much bigger. And so every time you get into the music, you can have that experience, right? And so with Felix, it's like he was putting that into a show and putting it out there. And I was like, oh my God, like there's so much here. Like, can we revamp, relaunch, do something around this where we're like putting all of that at the forefront? So that's kind of how it started. And then it was just like through conversations and spending all this time, you like went on hiatus, just like talking about all these big things of like, what is the show and what does it
Ooh,
mean to
that's deep.
people and who
That
do
could
we
get
want to
really
speak
deep.
to and all this.
And that could
Well,
be
yeah,
conversation
and
for
that's the
hours,
thing.
right? Like that could be never ending.
Mhm.
Please tell me more. I love this type
Yeah.
of stuff.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing is, right? Like I say this all the time where I'm like working on a show like this, it's like putting my corazon, like my family, like my everything into the content, right? Like it's because it's so close to home and it's so
Mhm.
personal and you have to like look at
Mm.
yourself and like introspect, right? To like think about what's
Yeah.
going to resonate with other people. And so I think that's like, it was like so many conversations of me being like, no, this is what matters to my family, and this is what matters to me, and these are the things that I connect with. And so through all these conversations, ultimately, it just kind of was like, well, what if Alex and I just like took this and like talked about it, but like on the mic, and then one
That's
thing
an
led to another.
that's a real opportunity for self-reflection too.
Yeah.
It's really to me an honor and a privilege when you get to work on a project that really allows you to get to know yourself better
Mm-hmm.
and for
Mm-hmm.
also pieces of you personally to come out.
Right.
Look, a little having worked on like corporate brands that like I cared about but weren't part of my alma, like I can't say it's
Mm-hmm.
part of my
Mm-hmm.
soul, who I am, who my family is. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's really an honor and a privilege that not everyone gets to get.
It is. It is. It's an honor and a privilege, and it's also slightly fine because you're like, I'm representing me, I'm representing my family, I'm representing like mi comunidad, I'm representing all of these things, and I'm doing that, and also trying to like that I can speak to the experiences, and I'm not trying to say that, right? Like I'm not trying to say that I can speak to the experiences of every single person who's
Yeah.
a part of like all of like
It's
Latin American everything.
impossible. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Well,
I'm
then
like,
again,
how in the world would I know what it's like to grow up Peruvian? And I just like I don't, right? But it's definitely that feeling of like, but I want to at least to the best of my ability, like somehow make that person feel included or feel spoken to. And so like figuring out how to like lean into yourself and represent yourself right. And then also like try to include other people in that is like, oh my God, my
yes,
head is like,
Anna
yeah.
Maria, the mantra of Latinos Out Loud has always been and continues to be to move Latinos forward while making them laugh. That's
Mm,
always been the criteria for the guests that we bring in, for the subject matter, how
mhm,
we approach the episodes. You know what I'm saying? Is single Latino A E I X Y Z. Uh,
no.
I'm in the we're in the lab
Yeah.
here, Ana Maria and I. We're like mixing
Mhm,
test tubes and
mhm.
like
And sometimes
I
there's
think it's
explosions.
impossible. Oh
Sometimes there are
yes.
explosions.
You got the
Yeah.
like black poof of smoke on your face like in the
Uh-huh.
cartoons.
Mhm, mhm. And
Shouldn't
you're
have
like
mixed
ready with the fire
tetrahydrochloride with
extinguisher.
oxygen. Yeah. But let's put
Yeah.
this back in the beaker.
Uh-huh.
Um
Mhm,
Pero I would like to tie that into my question of tell me about the relaunch. What is the rebranding like for all Latino?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think like it's so hard. It's so like up here in the clouds. But I think, like I said, kind of like Felix is doing this wonderful thing where he has these moments of connection. He has all of these um really beautiful ways that he is bringing people in to this community through music. I think that music is the most like revealing, just it's the way that you connect with people without having to say anything in many
Oof.
ways.
And
Like,
such a
you
passion
know,
point for Latinos.
it's
It
right
brings us
here. It's
together. It does unite us, you know.
exactly. It is truly like I think one of the most core Latino things is to be connected with
Amen.
music because you're listening since day one. It's a part of the family since day one, and so there's so much opportunity space within the music to connect and to find joy and to find also work through pain and all of these things. And so there's that. And then there's what Felix is doing, which is telling that story and like actually putting words to some of that and like
Yeah.
teaching about the history with some of that. And so it was like, okay, we just want to take those moments and like make that the show and give people an opportunity, young people even an opportunity to really like find something there for themselves, like especially young people who are seeking, who are trying to build community through music.
Yes.
So that was kind of the goal. And I think it was really about paring down what the show was. Like the show has covered so many different things in arts and culture and movies and books and everything. Felix is like loves to do everything. And so
Un
we were like, what?
sancocho. Un sancocho que es sabroso.
He's
Qué rico.
so stoked about everything. He's like, love it all. He loves it all, right? And so I was like, we just came back to the stories, back to the musicians, back to the artists as people, and really had these conversations focused on like, where did this come from? Like, what in your brain made you become this person who makes this beautiful thing and can speak to people? And that has been so revealing because these artists are like, oh, their souls are like, every time I speak to them, I'm like, you have so much in you. And like to be a person that can produce something that connects people, you got to be somewhere on a higher plane. I don't know. But it's been really, really wonderful to have that and to hear about those experiences.
I'm very excited for you. That's very exciting for us as the consumer, as well as far as what we
Mm.
have to look forward to. Let's talk about these artists. Girl, you have spoken to some of our faves that are molding the
Mhm.
space. Rosalia,
Mhm.
Farruko. You've
Mhm.
had some moments with these people. And I also want to talk about Tiny Desk. Oh, there's so much to talk about. All right, get organized, Rachel. Get organized. All right. Okay, look, these artists that you've spoken to, I would like to hear about some of those common denominators that you find when speaking to these Latin artists and about their stories and what
Mhm.
differentiates us a bit from everybody else in that context.
Yeah. Oh, I've been so lucky to speak to just pick their brains. I mean, it's like, who am I to be talking to Rosalia or to Farruko or
I bet
whoever?
you're Anamaria Sayre. That's who you are. Okay. Say what? Anamaria Sayre. Just saying. Do
Thank
I
you,
need to be
thank
your
you. I'm like,
encouragement?
I
Just
need to
call
have you
me.
in my ear right before these
Text me, call me,
interviews.
hit me up on the
Like,
gram. I'm here
I
for it.
will, I will.
I'll send you a voice note every morning if you need me
That's what
to.
I need. Like, yeah, there we go. Once again,
Estoy aquí
affirmation.
para ti. Pero dale. This is
Um,
great convo. I'm telling you, I'm gonna shut up. I may have to go on mute because I just want to listen.
no, I'm like, keep it coming. Give me more commentary. It keeps me going. I'm like, okay, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, okay, there's got to be something in the music, right? Baseline, like we gotta have something in the music that's like, love it. We, connect with it. There's a story here. There's something to that. So that's like a baseline just for all the artists. Is like
Mm.
the music has to be there. And then I think beyond that, everyone's got to really think about like, okay, what is this artist saying with their music in this moment, right? Like, why now? Why in this world that we're living in? Like, what are they saying that's speaking to something specific about the Latino experience or the diaspora or whatever it might be, that we can hear in the music and that we feel like there's something that a conversation could bring out about them and that music that would feel like something that we think about the audience a lot, right? Like something that the audience that we're trying to speak to could get something from. And so I think, I don't know, I've found in all of these conversations, like mental health comes up a lot, like family comes up a lot, like a lot of things where once you get into the nitty gritty,
Love that.
why an artist is who they are and why they're making what they're making, like these are topics that just have to come up because it's part of who they are, right? Like this is how they figured out how to move through the world. Like this is how they figured out how to be okay and how to make sense of where they came from, and all of these things is through making this music. So when you step back and you're like, okay, we're hearing this in the music, what does that mean to you? Almost every time it's like it comes up. Yeah.
That is a great answer. Girls, sometimes I hear music and I'm not a music video director or a storyboarder or anything. Some of these songs sound like feature films. And that there's a lot of the same stories, not specifically, but about the struggle, you know, what we've been subjected to as Latinos, things that happen in our motherland that's common to us across Latin America and the Caribbean. And I almost envision these movies in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, this song by Tokisha for sure is a freaking maybe a porn movie, but or maybe some XXX stuff. But this is a freaking movie that I'm seeing in my head play out right now just from this song.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that is, I'm segueing myself. Tiny Desk, Tokisha.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Woo! Did I bring it up? I've been dreaming about it every day since it came out. I'm a huge fan, and not only because of the music. Like, yes, I work out to a Tokisha playlist. Sue me. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
well, of course.
but yo, not only because of the music, Anamaria, but also because she's the voice of the underrepresented.
Yep.
She's the voice of change. She's a culture shifter. So I guess I don't know what Tiny Desk criteria is. And I would love for you to walk the LOLeros, which is our LOL hive, through what Tiny Desk is it's become a franchise, right? And then were you involved? Did you work on the document? Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die right now. Okay, look, I need to hear all the tiny desk details, all the tiny details, big.
All the tiny details.
Tell me everything. And congratulations. What a great idea. You're a genius. This was so smart.
Thank you.
So smart.
Well, so backing up, this is year 2 that we have done a complete takeover of the Tiny Desk for Latinx Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, our month, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. We take it, right?
Hay que aplaudir eso. Hay que aplaudir.
Right. I'm like, if you want to give me a takeover for it, I'm here for it. So last year we did 10, and they were all home concerts because we weren't in the building, back in the building yet. So we did 10 concerts from home. It was awesome. Everyone was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And also, like, just aside, for people who don't know, the Tiny Desk audience is like extremely global and extremely Latin. Like, we have so our audience is, I wish I had
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah,
broad
I think
strokes.
It's over
Anything.
50% people of color, the audience. Yeah,
wow.
Literally for Tiny Desk.
Love
and
that.
We have like a huge percentage of like a Latin American audience. Truly, like I think. Oh God, and these numbers may have changed, and also this could be wrong. So I'm saying it here, but don't.
It's fine. It's fine.
And I think 7 of our 10 top countries. So like we have the U.S. We have 7 of them are in Latin America, and I think number 2 still. So like behind the U.S., number 2 is Brazil. the most viewers in any given country. So like
Wow.
really huge Latin American audience, people who are listening, watching the Tiny Desk, found the Tiny Desk, and we're just in it for, because Latinos, we love music, right? So like it makes sense. And so one of the things that I said with these takeovers is I was like, listen, like, yes, we want to represent it. Yes, we want to bring, you know, Latin music or just Latinx presence to the Tiny Desk, right? But so this is only what makes sense. We're serving an audience that's already there. Like we are giving them content and giving them artists and giving them music that they care about, and they're already here. So like we might as well do it.
Yes,
So
satisfy the appetite. That's what, if
yeah,
that's who's
yeah.
there. Wow.
So then year two, I was like, okay, how are we gonna one up ourselves? We can't. But we came up with a whole other list for whatever reason. Give me a little bit of free rein. So I'm like, I love our series producer. He's incredible. And he was like, okay, Anna, like, come on. And I was like, the people need Tokisha.
Yes,
And
tell them.
I was like,
Tell them.
she is a figure in the cultura. She is moving things. She's shaking things. We gotta have Tokisha. And so I'm like literally smacking things. I'm so passionate about this. So we brought her on. I was lucky enough to produce that show. It was amazing.
Oh my
She's an
God.
absolute icon. There's a lot of people mad about,
Yeah, we got to talk about that too. Yeah.
but
Me imagino.
pero like this is something that I was saying to people as I was like, that is why she's a mover, she's a shaker, because she creates
Yes.
this response in people. And like
Conversations,
she creates
heated ones.
conversations
Yup.
within the community, outside of the community, and that's what we want. Like, I think with the Tiny Desk, to your point, is like, what is it that you all are looking for? Like, they have to be musically there, but they also have to be people that like them in this space. It's gonna be something you've never seen before from them, because you've never seen Tokisha singing and playing and performing and arranging her music in that
It
way.
was
Like that's crazy.
incredible.
Yeah,
With
her band
musical,
was
with the
so tight. They were
accompaniment, I was
so
gonna say,
good.
I want to
Yeah.
hear about
Oh
the
yeah.
band. The band was awesome, and she looked like
When
she
I
was having
heard-
fun.
Yeah, when they sent me like the arrangement ahead of time and like heard, I was like, you're putting cumbia on this? Like I was like, every single song I was like, oh my God, like this is gonna be, and that's the point, right? Is to do something that feels different, and specifically for celebrating, Latino culture, for celebrating the sounds of the diaspora, right? Like a lot of times when I've brought Latin artists to the Tiny Desk, that's what we work through, is like, how can you represent a little more of yourself and home and your family in this arrangement? And that's incredible to see, because you're like, yeah, you're really going back to yourself and you're going back to your roots. And that's, you don't have to say anything about that. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to like, it's right there. Like cumbia on a toquita, like classic, like that's right there for someone to be like, oh my God, she's really representing. And that was just a really
Her face said it all. If you haven't seen the performance LOLeros, look up the Tiny Desk collaboration with Tokisha that recently came out for Latinx Heritage Month 2022. I am so happy. I was hoping you'd worked on it as much as you did. I assumed so, but
you were like, please, I need to hear from someone.
I took a risk.
This.
I took a risk. I was like, let me ask
You did.
her. And then look at that. I'm so glad you gave such a colorful answer to that
Oh
question.
yeah, I could talk about Tiny Desk all day long, for sure.
Hey, look, Ana, I cannot wait to hear more from you and Alt Latino. I guess I'll ask one last question. And I asked this to a lot of our guests, because there are people out there that could use a little bit of some encouragement right now, some words of wisdom on how to navigate their careers. I had an awakening in 2015 where I did a complete career shift from corporate to comedy. And there's more and more of us Latina entrepreneurs that are sprouting. And no matter what fields you're in, we've got to be movers and shakers, just to refer
Mhm.
back to that term from earlier. We have a duty as bold Latinas in
Mhm.
2022 to be movers and shakers. So, what are some words of wisdom that you can share with our LOLeros aspiring to navigate a career path maybe similar to yours, or at
Mhm.
least along the same trajectory as yours, same direction?
Oh man. I wish it were, I think it's simple and it's not, right? Because like life is real and finances are real and
Mm,
pressure is real and feeling like you got nothing to fall back on, right? Like that's real too. And I don't want to just blindly encourage people like go and follow your passion and it's all gonna work out great. And because there's all kinds of iterations, I think, of ways that we can be happy in our life. And I truly believe that. Like I believe that if I weren't in this job, in this moment, in this career, like I could have been in 10 other things that
mm.
I could have loved and found my voice in and found daily happiness in. I'm just really lucky that I get to do this. But I think that best that you can and the best in the way that makes the most sense for you, like follow the things that excite you and interest you is the best thing I can say. Like if you're not vibing with something and you can try to pivot, because to me there's no use in trying to slog through something because you feel like you should be doing it. If you have the opportunity to just do the things, whether it's in your job or just on the side or whatever it might be, like things that light that little fire in your chest that you're like, oh, I just like lost my breath a little bit because this is so cool.
The
Or this
mariposas
is
in the belly, right?
exactly, yeah, it's exactly like that because I think that's the key in life is you just have to do the thing that feels like it's like a little extra something. It doesn't have to be like, my God, I'm absolutely in love, obsessed with this thing, but just like, oh, this got me a little peppier in my step. This got me like
Yes.
thinking about things a little more. This got me just feeling a little lighter. Anything that can make you feel a little lighter. I think that's the thing. You just gotta go for that. For
I
sure.
love that you said that. Those are great words of advice that people need to hear. Thank you so much, Anna. Where can people follow you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Anna Sayre. I'm on Instagram, Anamaria.Sayre. Those are the main places. Hit me up. You can always like slide into my DMs and ask me questions or whatever it might be. I love talking to people. I love meeting people. Anyone in LA, hit me up. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay, LA. Well, it's the reverse, but
okay, LA.
okay. And
Close
that's
enough.
Sayre, Sayre. I just want to spell it out. Ana, thank you so much for your time and felicitaciones.
Gracias,
Felicidades. Hi,
gracias.
party. Hi,
Oh my
party. Hi,
God.
party. On Latino. We love you guys and we thank Felix and the brand and NPR for paving a path for all of us. Thanks so much for your time on the show. Please come
Thank
back.
you. Oh my God, please have me back. This is the best way to start my morning.
Pero mira, Ana, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. And please, please come back, like I said, okay? We would
Thank
love to
you.
have
I
you back.
will. I will. I will. Thank you so much.
Anamaria.
Hey.
That was a great interview. She's doing her thing, and check her out. And NPR, you know what is you know the name NPR, All
Wow.
Latino.
This is a real
Amazing.
trailblazer, huh?
Yeah, she's doing her thing, and I think you're gonna be hearing a lot more from her in the future.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
we have these incredible guests that like could come back and like do things, like we need to think about that. Like these guests are so good. We never want to stop talking. We need to just have parties, more online parties where we invite
Wow.
everybody back or like some cool segments. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Pool
But
parties. We have to like rent out a pool area and just have pool parties.
oh my God,
Wow.
cool
That'd be
parties.
nice.
But pool parties too. Can we do an online pool party? I don't think anybody's ever done that. But everybody has to own a pool.
Yeah,
That's the
they could
thing.
just watch us. They could just watch us swimming in the pool while we conduct the interviews in the pool. We have
Wait a minute. I love this. Wait a minute. LOL poolside. I love
Oh,
this. Instead of a
snap.
fireside
guys.
chat, it's a poolside chat. Can we
Poolside
freaking do
chat.
this? Who
Oh,
owns a
shit.
pool? Who owns a pool, guys? Invite us over your house. Has to be a fly pool. I'm not going to no Mr. Turtle or nothing that's like above the ground. Has to be in ground, heated, okay? Maybe a diving board, maybe a slide. That would be nice, but that's an accoutrement that I don't really need. But
Accoutrement.
come on, it needs to be below. It needs to be in ground. Come on, son.
You
What
want an
we look
official
like?
one.
I'll
We
bring
look
out
like
the.
above ground pool people. Come on, bro.
Man.
So anyway, y'all, this was a great episode, a great interview.
Yeah.
How we gonna end this though?
With a
Mhm.
que lo que?
Let's
I don't know.
go.
Ooh.
Okay.
Un, dos, tres, vamos a bailar otra vez. Que lo que, que lo que, que lo que, lo que, que lo que, que lo que. Un, dos, tres, menéate otra vez. Que lo que, que lo que, que lo que, lo que, que lo que, que lo que.
All right. All right. All right. It's time for que lo que.
Yeah.
Yo, we've been rocking out with that song by El Chevo. Shout out to El Chevo. Shout out to Pills. That que lo que song to me doesn't get tired. I still rock out. I'm like,
Hey, I always see you dancing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
LOLeros, let us know. If you want to hear a new que lo que segment intro, hit us up and let us know at We Are Latinos Out Loud. I'm serious.
Ooh.
I'm serious. I want to know.
Mm.
I'm still good with it, but I also want to hear what the LOLeros have to say.
I want to give a quick shout out to Daddy, our very own Daddy Ling. She sang at the Nets game. I would have preferred to be at the Knicks game, but you know they had her at the Nets game. So I heard Apollo there when you after I said Nets. But
He wanted
anyway,
to sing also. So
he wanted to
Apollo,
sing.
I'm sorry, you're just not alto enough. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
He has some nice Daddy Ling could sing. She could blow, as they would say. So
Is
shout
this
out to her.
Daddy Lean from Morenita
Yes,
podcast on
I just said
Sonoro?
our very own Sonoros is Daddy Ling.
Aight.
Yeah, she
That's
sang at the
what's
Knicks
up.
game. At the Nets game, should I say? I wish it would have been the Knicks game.
Brooklyn.
But shout out to her. Shout out to Sonoros. She
Love
sang
that.
some beautiful. She sang very nice.
That's
Wow,
incredible.
that's
That's
cool.
so
Yeah.
dope.
I guess it's my turn. Like always, we got love for days for Yero.com, the Latino men's news and lifestyle
Yes.
platform. If you are itching to see Wakanda Forever,
Ooh, that's coming out soon.
Yero explains the movie's Latino futurism. Interesting. That is going to make your jaw drop.
Ooh, I like Latino futurism. That
Yeah.
sounds sexy.
I don't
Oh,
even
that
quite
Mexican
know.
dude.
I don't even quite
Mexican
know if
dude.
I know what Latino futurism is, but I'm gonna have to go to Yero.com and really find out. But it sounds cool, and it's gonna be in Wakanda forever, so that means it's gonna be like awesome. But yeah, the new Namor, he's Latino, right? So he's about to blow up.
Yeah.
And
big
Namor,
time.
I don't know if you know the comic books, but Namor is like a badass in the comic books. He's almost as strong as Thor, pretty much. So you
Damn.
yeah. That dude you don't play with that dude. So anyway, check it out, Yero.com. And you can follow me at J Ferns Instagram, J_Ferns Twitter. Although I don't know about Elon Musk trying to charge
the
people.
$8 son a
pero
month, bro.
diantre.
No, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in another episode.
That's
Although
a whole episode.
he's only charging people that had a blue check, and I didn't have one. So
And the
I'm still,
mass exodus of celebrities from Twitter is interesting.
yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
There's a lot to unpack there, but maybe in the next episode we'll talk about it. What? That is it. That is it. And Rachel, I'm looking at you.
You're looking at me. Why are you looking at
Yeah.
me? Who's
You
looking
gotta-
at me? You? Who?
You gotta
Me.
stick the landing. You gotta stick the landing.
Okay, Bella Caroli, here I go. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna try to get a 10 on the floor exercise, but don't come
Wow.
to me for the uneven bars. Just my life is as uneven as the bars. Okay.
All right,
Ooh.
Mary Lou.
Here we- Thank you. I
Okay,
love that Mary Lou Retton reference. I'll take a Mary
Okay,
Lou
Dominic
reference.
Moccianu.
Ooh, I'll take that one too, Dominic Mocianu. All right. Yes, I feel very emocianu right now. Okay, look, I'm not gonna get too emotional now, but I got to moderate a panel a few days ago for the Dominican Film Festival that's in New York right now. So that was
Nice.
really amazing. You guys, it was amazing to be there at Alianza Dominicana. Shout out to Uptown. Shout out to everybody involved in the Dominican Film Festival. I must also shout out the panelists. that were up there with me. Our dear friend, Catherine Castro was on the
Yeah.
panel. She had the opening night film called Week. Then another shout out goes to Maite Bonilla, who was also on the panel, a lovely director, very talented, and what wonderful energy, right, Frank? You were there. Like the energy up there, it wasn't just me, right? Like there was,
No,
oof,
it
there was
was
some kind of,
buzzing like a
I was gonna say
bzzz.
vibrating. Yeah, it was
Hmm.
vibrating. Okay, and that's not just a travel thing that I travel with when I need to. Okay. So then
Travel.
the other actress up there was Sarah Jorge Leon, who is an amazing actress. I mean, she's in a ton of things and also just doing marvelous things in and for the Dominican Republic. I think that's one thing that all these ladies had in common is that like really pushing the culture forward via film, filmmaking, directing, acting. It's marvelous.
The heavy
So
hitters.
right?
Yep.
Thank you, Armando and Henry of the Dominican Film Festival, for opening up the doors and allowing me to just have so much fun on the mic that night. We turned it from a panel into a party, from panel to
Ooh.
party. I got up and I was just like, all right, guys, I know this is a panel and we should be talking like, oh, so tell, with that kind of tone. I was like, pero aquí hay un party. I'm
Party.
sorry. The panel was at 8
Eh.
o'clock. So I was like, we're going. This is going to be more like a late night show than it is a panel. So if everybody's down. But Jamie, it was so much fun. And also please follow me at Rachel La Loca. There's other stuff that's going on, other festivals coming up that, just I try to like post the things, but I'm not always on the thing. But shout out to all the creators doing wonderful events and with
Yes.
their films in film festivals. Shout out to Eunice. Eunice is killing it with Row in the Stardust. Her film is now an Oscar contender. So
Wow.
shout out to Elvis Nolasco, who stars in her film Row in the Stardust. That's killing it in the festival circuit right now. It's really, really amazing. Eunice is a friend for a long time. Isn't it amazing when you see the come up, you see the glow up, you see it, you're right there to witness it.
Everybody blowing up.
Okay, this has been another episode of Latinos Out Loud. We want to thank the LOLeros and, of course, everybody behind the scenes. Shout out to, can we make some shout outs for behind the scenes, peeps? We
Let's
haven't
do
Why
it.
not?
Yo, he out
Claro.
there somewhere. Shout out to Paco de Pablo, PDP.
Paco
Yeah.
de Pablo in the house.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Josie, producer on
Yeah,
the set.
Josie.
Okay,
Josie
Josie la
Melendez.
música.
Josie Melendez in the building. And of course, Augusto on the
Augusto.
editing. We love it.
You guys wouldn't
Augusto.
sound the way you'd sound if it wasn't for Augusto. No way.
Augusto makes everything sound so good.
So good.
So good. You guys, thank you so much. Everyone at Sonoro and everyone out there listening to the Latinos Out Loud podcast and also talking nice about us when we're not in the room. I really appreciate you so much. All right. On that note, we out.